All right. It is the first episode of All Out Blitz on this channel. I'm just putting it out there. We have never had an All Out Blitz on the Just Your Average Joe channel. Everything used to be on Just Your Average Sports, which obviously moved on to this channel. And we're going to get into top 10 quarterbacks. We're going to get into some Aaron Rodgers stuff and anything else that's, Mike, anything that's on your mind or whatever you want to talk about coming up. Faked you out. You thought I was going to do the whole 30 seconds.
No, I was thinking you're going to do 10 seconds. And, wow, in the words of Stained, it's been a while that I've been on here.
Yeah, it has. Well, no, you and I did a baseball. We did a batter's box about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, but still, it's been like a few weeks.
Yeah, I know. No, it has been. And then, of course, tonight we're going to be doing another episode of the batter's box, talking about some just overall
mid-season,
like a mid-season report card review.
Yeah.
And not necessarily just on the Mets. I mean, we're going to talk about the Mets, of course, right. But also, like I said, whatever. We're going to anyway. That's baseball, but
we'll get to that. We'll get to that at 80 Eastern 5 Pacific. But
so I messaged you. I messaged you about an hour ago, and I said, "Listen, it's been a while since we talked about football. Let's do something." The inspiration for this stream came with the release of Jeremy Fowler's top 10 quarterbacks, and and I'm in agreement with this list. I am. We're going to go over that list, but the other reason why is, and it's been bottled up and it's been bothering me for a couple of months now, because back when I had my Just Your Average Sports Instagram page, which that is no longer there anymore, I was following certain pages, and one of these pages posted something about it was their own personal list, and they broke down the quarterbacks into tiers, the top being elite, and then all the way at the bottom, questionable or haven't showed us anything yet. Anyway,
so basically the elite to dog shit.
Yeah, of course, Daniel Jones was on the bottom list, but only because he hasn't showed us anything yet. So yeah, not because he's bad.
And we'll get into that because we were just talking about that off air too.
Yeah. So I had an argument about a specific placement of a specific quarterback, and things ensued and things got into it. So anyway, we're going to talk about
which quarterback was that?
We're going to talk about it in a minute. But anyway, so you get a chance to mull over the list?
You didn't. You only had it up for a second.
So I thought maybe you looked it up before we went on. All right.
No, NFL.com didn't have the list up there.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the page. Share the page. All right. Now you have yours. You have it on full screen, right?
Yes.
All right. So Mahomes, Rodgers, and Brady lead the top 10 NFL quarterbacks ranked. All right. Okay. By execs, players, and coaches. Mm-hmm. So ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, he pulled a group of more than 50 people, whatever. Okay. So here's the list. Obviously, number one, we knew was going to be Mahomes. Number two, Aaron Rodgers. Number three, Brady.
Which makes total sense. The top three makes total sense.
Yeah, same here. Russell Wilson at 4, Allen at 5, Stafford at 6, Prescott at 7, Lamar at 8, Herbert at 9, and Kyler Murray at 10. Now, they have a note at the bottom about Deshaun Watson. The only reason why they excluded him from the list is because of all the legal issues that he's having. So whatever. So that's the only reason why. Because without that note, and obviously without the all the allegations that are on top of him right now, for a fact Deshaun Watson belongs in that top 10. I would probably take Kyler Murray not because I don't think he's good, but only because of the fact that I think Watson is better. So and he's the only one I would probably take off the list. Maybe Lamar Jackson. Because
I would definitely take Lamar Jackson off because
I know you and I both think he's overrated, which a lot of people do.
Totally overrated.
Yeah,
Dak. I would leave Dak off for this year because he has something to prove still.
Yeah,
he's coming back from the injury, so we don't know what Dak is going to be like.
Right, but arguably the biggest piece of that Cowboys team, because when he went down, that team went down pretty much.
Right, but you don't know how good the leg is going to be. How good the leg is going to be after what happened when he got injured.
Right.
Russell Wilson, I would leave on the list, but I would drop him down maybe down a few pegs.
All right.
Because of the season he had last year. And I know we're gonna go, well, he had no no defense, and he had no.
So do you think Josh Allen should be above Wilson right now?
Honestly, I think Matthew Stafford should be above both Allen and Wilson.
No. So here's the thing about Matthew Stafford. I don't mind him on the top 10 at all. You know that. You know I love Stafford. I need Stafford to play on the Rams. I want to see what he does on LA in LA. He can actually, if he plays the way he did on Detroit and even better and propels them further into either of the postseason or whatever, I would probably put Stafford in the top 5. And only because the only reason why he's at 6 is because he was hindered by the Lions. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the Lions,
exactly.
They don't win play. They don't.
I would actually move up Justin Herbert up a few spots too. Put him.
That's the other. That's what I was watching First Take, and everybody agreed with that. Max and I think Damian Woody. I think he was the one that was on. He basically said Herbert will be.
Stephen A. Zero kind of traveling now with the NBA finals.
Yeah, Herbert. He said by the end of the year, Herbert will be by next year. Herbert will be top 5.
He should be top 5 right now. I mean,
no, it's too, dude. The guy played one.
Maybe if you put him like right behind Allen and Stafford, even moving up a couple of spots, that would make a little more sense.
I mean, I agree. I think Herbert belongs higher, but just not right now. I think he will be. I think he's like I said, it's one season, so we don't know what he's going to do this year, but. San Diego,
he got a lot more help.
That's what I was about to say. Los Angeles did add some key pieces to help him out.
And Kyler Murray, I would definitely not have on the list right now. He is very underrated in my book as well.
Yeah. I think, I think Kyler Murray might be on that list only because Watson probably would have went there. And they just had, who else is there in the league? And I think I'm okay with the list. I'm actually even okay with most of the placement. I really can't disagree with anything. I love Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen is
very good.
But
like
Russell
I said, Justin
Wilson
Herbert can move up a couple of spots. I think Lamar Jackson should be off the list and Kyler Murray.
Okay. So all right. So then let's talk about it then. If you're going to you have a top 10, right? If you're going to take 2 people out now you have 2 spots open. Instead of, because we're talking about placement, now you're talking about removal altogether. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to take Kyler and Lamar out, who do you add into that list then? Don't bother placing them yet. But who are you going to add? Who are you going to put on the list to fill up the two vacancies?
That's tough because
I know it is. It is tough. I mean, who else do you have? You got Ben Roethlisberger is, dude. He's almost finished. I mean, he's almost
done.
Let's go around the league. 2 exactly. 2. You can't put 2 there. Look, don't get me wrong. Ryan Fitzpatrick played really well last year. But I don't think top 10 well. It's tough, dude. Let's really Matt Ryan. I think Matt Ryan's great and all, but not top 10 great.
He ain't top 10 great either. I'm trying to think where. I mean, he was the Garoppolo because Garoppolo was out like 3/4 of the season.
Exactly. No, right now. Garoppolo is almost like he's made of glass at this point.
Yeah, I think this is Garoppolo's last year in San Francisco.
Unless he proves otherwise, but then of course, they drafted a quarterback for that reason.
That's the whole thing. He's gonna.
He may not even finish. He honestly may not even finish out the year.
He may not. Unless he's playing. Unless he's playing lights out, fucking great quarterback.
You know what? You know who you could put, but it's another one that didn't even play a full season. Now you're going into the. All right, we know what he can do because he showed it.
Now we're getting into the Dak area.
No, what about Joe Burrow? You could put if you're going to add any quarterback. I guess you could talk about Joe
on that list. I would put Joe Burrow up in there.
But he's another Justin Herbert.
I hate to even say it. I would even put Carson Wentz in either 9 or 10 right now.
come on.
Here's why.
But you're only going by
Here's why, because he's going back to.
But you're talking about a season that hasn't happened yet. We this list was compiled of quarterbacks that this is from them playing already. This was from last season. Okay. So you can't go. But if you're going to go by that, you can't. We know what Carson Wentz can do.
All right, so it's going by last season. It's not going by what ifs or what possibilities.
Yeah, no, I don't think this is a what if. No, I don't think it's a what if. I think it's just compiled. It's a list compiled of, the execs, the coaches, whatever feel like, from the past performances, and I'm assuming of last year. I mean, it's the only thing I could think of. But that's why it sucks, because before Burrow went down with that season-ending injury, he was having a great year. You can even argue Baker, dude. Baker Mayfield could be on this list. In fact, I would put Baker over Kyler Murray right now.
Baker should be on this fucking list. Where is Baker?
I would put Baker over Kyler.
Did bring him to the playoffs,
dude. Because I was in that division, we were talking about the Bengals, and I was like, wait a minute, what about Baker? I would probably take Baker.
I think Baker Mayfield should be on this list.
Over Murray, though. I don't know about Lamar yet. I know, and I've said it here so many times on
I hate to say I would put Baker ahead of Lamar.
I don't like Lamar. I think he's overrated, but I don't know if
Lamar's a rushing quarterback. He has no passing whatsoever.
He's thrown some darts. He's thrown some fucking legitimate.
Yeah, but I mean, he does more running than he does throwing.
He does. I know. Yeah, but you can say that. No, I guess you can't.
I mean, when the quarterback gets more rushing yards than your running back, I mean,
well, Daniel Jones had that.
Well, look who's was out the whole year though.
Mike, Deshaun, we talked about this. Watson was left off because of his legal issues. And I said this too. Watson easily would have been at number 10. I think that's the only reason why they put Kyler Murray in.
Deshaun was getting too many happy endings.
But I think Joe Burrow, and I said that Burrow and Baker, the only two that because Mike's talking about taking Murray and Lamar out. So I said, all right, if you're going to take Murray and Lamar Jackson out, who would you add without Deshaun Watson in that category? And then the fact of the matter is, Joe Burrow is probably going to have a great year, but he went out. How many games did he play last year? So that's the only reason why I think they kept Burrow off the list. But I think Baker Mayfield's the only one that they didn't have on this list. I think he belongs on the list.
I think the AFC North is going to be very interesting this year.
Yeah. No, I agree. So anyway, let me get into this really quick, because we were talking about the QBs, and you even said you think the top three is where it should be.
I mean, the top three is solid. I mean, unless you want to pick hairs, putting Brady one because he won the Super Bowl last year.
No. I'm all right. I'm honestly the way it's ranked.
Aaron Rodgers was the MVP type thing. I'm satisfied with the top three.
So they think Kirk Cousins can probably make top 10 next year. That's what they said on ESPN. They think Kirk Cousins probably next year because of what
depends how Minnesota improves this year.
Right. But Kirk Cousins is another one that's teetering on that probably top 15, which could break top 10, but they just need to, the Minnesota did not have a good season last year, despite what he did. I mean, Texans had a horrible season despite what Watson did, but So yeah,
what are you arguing about?
I'm going to get into that. Okay, so let me take this off the. Let me take this off the thing. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
So the three elite quarterbacks that were on the list of this guy's page was Mahomes, Rodgers, and Wilson. So I said, well, why not? I was like, my only gripe is why wouldn't you have Brady as an elite quarterback? I'm not understanding. He's a defending champion. And we're not going by his past. I was like, okay, well, he just won.
He still won the fucking Super Bowl.
He just won. Well, no, his defense carried that team. I'm like, his defense carried. The guy threw 40 fucking touchdowns.
All right, you know me as being the biggest Tom Brady hater.
That's why I wanted to talk to you about this, because you were not biased.
I hate Tom Brady with a fucking passion.
Yeah.
But I said this to you already. What?
Mahomes, Rodgers, and Allen.
They ain't a bad.
No.
They ain't a
Look,
bad-
I
they ain't a bad
honestly,
top three.
Mike. I mean, come on, Brady's 43 years old. We can crown him again if you want, but it's going to take it. The talent in the league, right now in both NFC and AFC is great, and it's gonna be hard if the Tampa Bay Bucks are going to repeat. I mean, that's just hard to do in general, but
put it this
that's
way,
a good
though,
argument.
also,
By next season or after, there's no reason why that can't be possibly even Allen number 2, because we don't even know if Rodgers is going to play this year.
But here's the thing, though. With Tom Brady, not only did he win the Super Bowl last year at 43,
yeah,
everybody on that team came back.
Yeah.
Nobody left for free agency. Nobody left.
You're right. Yeah.
Nobody left.
No, they have
everybody came back to be with Brady again.
They have the same core. They pretty much have the same core. So they're set up to repeat. What's Brady going to show? Is his age going to start becoming a factor is what I'm saying.
I don't think, dude. All right. Like I said, you know me as and everybody knows me on this show or when we do Monday Morning Quarterback.
Yeah.
I am the biggest Tom Brady hater in the history of the world.
Tom Brady's number 1 until he gets knocked off, and Aaron is strong number 2, especially if he goes to Denver. I wouldn't put and shout out to Geek Vibes podcast and Geek Vibes Nation. I'm on their channel almost every week. I wasn't able to go on last week, but shout out to them. But I'm not necessarily saying Brady has to be in. I know Mike is going to agree with me. I think there's no argument Mahomes is number 1, but it just blows my mind that a guy, look, take away the other 6 Super Bowls. Take them away if you want. I don't really care. Let's not even go by his career. Let's just go by the simple fact of what he did last year in a new organization, a new team, a new offense.
A new head coach.
They had some growing pains in the beginning. They went off of it. Yes, they had a great defense, but the guy still threw 40 touchdowns and led them to a Super Bowl.
At 43 years old.
Right. With 10 touchdowns in the playoffs alone. Now, they had the extra game because they had to play the wild card, but Brady is, like he said, Brady is the GOAT until somebody knocks him off. He is.
But here's the thing, though, and I'll say this, and then I'll just let you go back to what you were saying. Now, you know me, and everybody who watches the show, they know me. I hate Tom Brady with a passion. But just because I hate the guy doesn't mean I don't respect him.
Yeah.
All right? I respect the man for what he did. I just hate him because of who he is.
Right. Dude, we're both Giants fans. So look, there's not really many Giants fans that can even or even want to praise him. I know the Jets hate him more because of the division, but
it's like us being Met fans and hating the Yankees throughout the 90s because they were winning World Series. We got to hear everybody fucking chatting and clapping back. Oh, we're the Yankees. Fuck you. Your money pays for everything.
Right. Right. And that's a lot of
Tom Brady to me is a prima donna quarterback, but you got to respect the guy for what he did.
A lot of the hate that he was getting, especially when I was having the disagreement with the other sports page on Instagram, and not even the guy that posted it. Like I said, it was other people in the comments. It's just simple, dude. It's just simple hate. It's simple hate. You hate the guy because of what he is and what he's done. Look, you want to talk about scandals and Belichick or whatever. Look, we're talking about 2020 and what he did last year. It's as simple as that. If you don't want to praise him for the career he's had, praise him for the fact that he's still playing in his fucking 40s. Praise him for the fact that he took a team that was in the fucking dirt, an organization and a franchise that was, what was the last time they won the Super Bowl? 2002? 2003? I forgot what year it was against the Raiders. And then you take him in the first year. Now, I know he didn't do it alone. I know he had a good defense or whatever, but if you look at his numbers, he didn't have that many interceptions. He actually had better numbers than Russell Wilson. That was another argument that I was saying with the guy. I was like, if you look at their numbers, Russell Wilson, I think, had a better completion percentage. But other than that, Brady led in other categories. So it just didn't make any sense. No one is talking about them, but I think Bengals will have a very strong bounce back year. I don't believe in the Steelers at all. Well, after last year, and we were saying this too, when I had my sports channel, we were talking about the Steelers and how even at 11-0.
And I kept going. And I was on the Ben Roethlisberger MVP trade the whole time.
I mean, they weren't a really believable 11-0 at that point. I believe, did they stop at 11 or they went to 12? I think they stopped at 11-0, right?
It's up to 11.
So, and I mean, that was a team that needed a defense.
Thanks to some commissioner and some.
But with the healthy, because even my brother pointed out Joe Burrow, with a healthy Joe Burrow, Cincinnati could be what do you call it, a scary team to watch.
And plus, Joe Burrow talked him into drafting his wide receiver from LSU.
Yep. Yeah, we talked about that when we covered the draft. The Bengals could be a scary team with a healthy Joe Burrow and just some of the talent that they brought over from the draft and whatever. But yeah, I agree with that. No, and that's true. Really, no one really hardly talks about the Bengals. Everybody, of course, is talking about Baker and the Browns, the Ravens because of their defense and Lamar Jackson or whatever. Of course, the Bills are right now, I think, besides the Chiefs, one of the probably the number 2 team in the AFC. Until another team proves otherwise, because of what Josh Allen has.
I just got a text from our friend in Long Beach.
What happened?
He said that me and him are going to be interviewed by Bob Costas later, meaning you.
I don't know. All right. Is he coming on tonight or no?
Yeah, he said, yeah, the way he's talking on the text, it sounds like he said we're going to be on later and Jerry's going to ask us questions.
Well, what the hell is he doing? Why isn't he? He's texting you. Why can't he live chat here with everybody else? We're having a good conversation.
He's not a.
Weigh in on the.
He's not a diehard football fan.
All right. So, look, we talked about the quarterbacks. We talked about whatever. Let's get into what do you think Brady's doing? Now, I was watching First Take, and you mean Rodgers. I agree with Max Kellerman. I don't agree with. I think Damian Woody's the one that said that the Packers have the leverage. I feel like Rodgers has the leverage only because I don't think the Packers believe in Jordan Love right now. I don't really think they know what they want. The simple fact is Rodgers is the reigning MVP, and I think he can dictate what they want. I think if Green Bay was smart enough, they can see that the guy doesn't want to play for your organization, and they can trade him and get first-round picks or even a superstar and some picks for him. Get it over with now before the season starts. What do you think?
Aaron Rodgers is going to be under center for the Green Bay Packers week 1 of the season.
I mean, I agree with you. I do. I think when
Aaron Rodgers ain't going fucking anywhere.
Where is he going to go? I mean, the only team that they're talking about possibly, and we talked about this too, was maybe Denver. The Jags won't be pushed around either. There could be a lot of shocking teams this year for sure. Also, you can hate on me, but the Pats will bounce. I think yes. I think the Patriots. Look, there was a few things last year with the Patriots. COVID, they got hit with COVID a couple of times. So a lot of players were out, including their star quarterback in Cam Newton. I think the Patriots had an off year. Matt Jones
is going to be the piece of that puzzle.
I know them losing Brady hurt them a little bit, and they had to get over that hump, and whatever. I think they'll be fine. I think the Patriots are going to be a lot better. I mean, they have to be.
I think Belichick is in good hands. Is going to be in good hands with Mac Jones because he is a Tom Brady prototypical quarterback, and Belichick can work with him better probably than with Cam.
And they did make a lot of moves on the defense.
Though, I don't know because I heard that what's his name? Who the fuck is the quarterback now for them? The number 1 pick. Who is that kid's name?
Oh, what team are you talking about?
The Jags.
Trevor.
I heard he didn't sign his rookie contract yet a couple weeks ago.
I don't know. But Trevor Lawrence
I don't know if he signed yet with Trevor. I don't know if he signed that contract yet.
No, they had to have.
I know about 2 weeks ago they said it was still up in the air with his rookie contract. I don't know why. I mean, you're making the amount of rookies should make, right?
Yeah, Mike, I got it. Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, no, and I also agree. So because I jumped right to the Patriots point, but I also agree the Jags could be a force to, I mean, definitely better. I mean, come on.
I mean,
they
you
finished
can't get any worse.
1-15.
They won at 15. I mean,
yeah, I mean, you set the bar pretty low.
I mean, they made some decent picks.
They did.
I don't think they're going to be playoff bound this year. I mean, let's not, go crazy because you got Trevor Lawrence. But like I said,
yeah,
A couple of weeks ago, I heard he did not sign that rookie contract yet. So I don't know what the deal is. Maybe he did. I didn't hear anything else afterwards.
Yeah.
But, with him,
the risk of losing Rodgers is dangerous because Adams will leave next year, and you don't want guys like Jaire Alexander wanting out. Yeah. No, you don't. I mean, if you lose Rodgers, Adams, and then Alexander, no. Well, I mean, because here's the thing. You have a guy like Adams. You have a decent defense. The only thing that Rodgers really wanted was just a couple of more weapons, and that was the whole thing with Rodgers. He wanted weapons,
and he still didn't get that.
He wanted weapons. They were what was it? Back-to-back NFC champ? Didn't they go do back-to-back NFC championships?
Yes.
Okay, so they went back-to-back to NFC champions. They're on the cusp of going to the Super Bowl. Rodgers is like, give me something, give me more. And what do they do? Like you said, we're gonna get a quarterback.
No, we're going to draft a quarterback in the first round to replace you.
Going to draft a quarterback. So
that hasn't seen the light of day yet. We don't know what it. And we don't.
If I'm your star quarterback, if I'm your reigning, what do you call it?
MVP,
the league MVP, the reigning league MVP. Why would I want to play for you? And you're right. It could cause a domino effect. You got Adams. And you lose Alexander. What are you going to build? So what is if they are going to build around Jordan Love? What are you going to think?
But let me ask you this question: do you think because the Green Bay Packers are a publicly traded team that it belongs to the city of Green Bay? It's not really an ownership. Like the fans own pieces of stock in the team. Does that?
I don't know.
I mean, does that?
I don't know.
Does that have to end? I mean, should they just go, hey, we're going to buy out everything, all the shares, and we're going to get a new owner that can run this team the right way instead of dealing with it? I mean, it's the only football team that's publicly traded.
I agree, and that's what I was trying to say earlier. I agree, and they should have traded Rodgers to one of the teams that need. Like I think a lot of teams inquired about them, and they just weren't answering the phone. They said, "Look, we have no desire or no basically we're not going to be Rodgers is not on the block. He's not available." And they could have did that to get some extra draft picks or even possibly a star, like an NFL ready star now in place of. I mean, you can get decent value for Rodgers even though he is the age he is, he's definitely towards the end of his career, but the guy is still the MVP and he's still one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Do you think that he's going to sit out?
No. So if take 10 years.
I mean, think about it though. If let's just say
the only reason why no is because of his age. You can't at this stage of your career. You cannot lose a year. You can't.
I mean, he could sit out and like any ailing injuries he might be having or any pain and stuff. He could actually relax for the year and not get hurt.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm just saying. I mean, there's two possibilities that's going to happen. Three. And I don't think they're going to trade him. I think it's going to be either one, he's going to be under center week 1, or he's going to say, you know what, fuck you, I'm sitting out, and then I'm going free agent. But
I think the Packers honestly will get more. Hold on a second, because he's got to leave. But I love you guys, and 100% will be regular going forward. Love you both. Break things down. No, thank you, and I appreciate the support. And I'll see you Wednesday. All right, for our Loki, the MCR review. So guys, head on over to Geek Vibes podcast and please go follow them. Give us some love. And hope to be on Wednesday's show so we can talk about the finale. But thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. But so I just feel like at this stage, you have a quarterback that he basically said, I don't want to play for you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want. Why not get some pieces now, not only for next year, but maybe even possibly, like I said, a star for this year.
And build still your team around that. He's going to change his mind. That he's going to change his mind and play. And if they play, look, if you get rid of him, if you trade, let's just say you trade him to Denver,
yeah,
right, and you get a whole bunch of draft picks,
right.
What do you got then? You got Jordan Love,
right,
and you don't know what you're going to get. You got
You got Adams.
You do not, but with Jordan Love as a first year starter,
Yeah.
you are not making the fucking playoffs.
But he's got to start. Look, he's going to start. I know. I'm not saying. Well, I mean, you don't know that, dude. You don't. I think they got enough weapons where they can possibly make the postseason. I'm not saying that they're going to win the Super Bowl with Jordan Love at the center, but they're going to make the postseason. Give him the experience.
The only advantage they have in this whole thing is that they play in a fucking division where the other teams are Minnesota,
yeah,
Chicago,
yeah,
and
New Orleans. But guess what?
No, New Orleans is in the South, not the North.
Oh wait, we're in the North. I'm sorry. You got the Bears, the Vikings, the Packers, and what the fuck?
No, Detroit.
The Lions. Well, that's
Detroit.
Yeah, that's an easily forgettable team.
Okay. So you might be able to get into the playoffs.
Yes.
With Jordan Love. You might.
That's what I said.
Depending on though how good Kirk Cousins is going to play this year, and if Minnesota.
Right. Well, I think Minnesota will definitely be better than they were last year.
And then you don't know what you're going to get with the kid
Goff?
from Ohio.
Goff?
Ohio State.
I thought you were talking about Goff because he's on the Lions now.
Well, who gives a shit about the Lions? I mean, Goff ain't going to do nothing with the Lions. It's basically Stafford and Goff traded places.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
They just traded places.
Yeah. If you're Goff and you couldn't do anything with that Rams offense, you're not doing anything with the Lions.
With the Lions offense.
Now watch, dude. This time next year, we're going to be talking about the 2021 NFL Super Bowl champions, Detroit Lions.
That would be completely the end of the fucking world as we know it, and I'll feel fine. Shout out to REM. But the kid from Ohio State, and like I said, nothing good comes out of Ohio State for quarterbacks.
You're talking about not Mac Jones.
No, not Mac Jones. Yeah, the kid from Ohio State that went to the Bears.
Who's the one that?
Remember they got Dalton, and then
yes,
and then they,
no, I know.
And then they
I'm trying to think of the guy's name.
They made such a big fucking deal about him, and now nobody gives a shit about him. Where are they?
Could use some help, Mike. I don't know if my brother's still on. Somebody says somebody's still on here, so and he should know about draft picks.
Mike, stop watching the nanny.
What
I got it. Hold on, I'll get you.
Well, but they also going back to the Bears really quick. I mean, I think the Bears are going to be an improved team. You know, I just don't think I can't see the Packers having any issues in that division. I really can't with Love with Love at the center.
Justin Fields.
Oh, Fields. That's right. Why? I can't believe I forgot Fields.
So, I mean, if we're looking at Justin Fields.
But they said that Fields isn't going to be starting, right?
I don't know, because, I mean, they're saying Dalton's QB1 the whole time.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's what I'm saying. So maybe you're right. Maybe with Jordan Love, they could sneak into the playoffs.
I don't even think sneak into the playoffs. I think they're going to win the division. They would probably win the division. You just said it. I mean,
unless Minnesota really. I mean,
Minnesota maybe
has a blowout year.
Yeah, Minnesota and I still. Even with Chicago's somewhat upgrades, I still don't even think the Bears.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think next year they're gonna. I think they're gonna next year draft a lot, because I think they got a lot of draft picks too coming.
Yeah. But, so that's what I'm saying. So look, I think moving forward, if Green Bay was smart, trade Rodgers. I'm not saying they wouldn't be better with Rodgers. Of course, they would be better with Rodgers. But at this stage, get what you can for him, right? He is getting older. Get whatever, maybe 2 first-round picks, or an NFL-ready superstar now that a team might be able to give away.
Maybe like a Judy.
Well, see, that's the other thing, though, too. You're gonna get Rodgers and then trade away one of your best receivers. It's like, so what is, you know what I mean? Because I was thinking,
what are you gonna give?
Well, the first one,
their fucking quarterback.
Well, that's it. Well, that's not really a superstar. But no, but you're also
where you gonna trade for either Rippin or.
But that's if we're talking about Denver being the only team that's interested. But And it's funny that you mentioned Judy because that's the first play that came to mind when I was thinking about Denver. But then basically Rodgers is in the similar situation then now with them that he is.
Now you're going to trade Rodgers to Denver, and then you're going to give away his best weapon in the trade.
Well, that's why Denver may not have to give up an NFL superstar. They can just give up maybe if depending on what picks they have, they can give Green Bay can get 2 first-round picks for Rodgers. Use what they have now for this year with Love, and then build around him even more so in the draft with 2 first-round picks next year. I think that's your best bet. Because like I said, you got a guy that doesn't want to play for your team. I mean, just mutually part ways, do it amicably, and that's it. Because what are you going to have? If Rodgers decides to, which I don't think he will, but let's say no trade happens, what is Rodgers going to do? He's going to sit out. So now you're in a situation where
I still say he's going to
But
play.
now you're in a situation if Rodgers does sit out for the year, you're still starting Jordan Love anyway.
And you still might be able to get into the playoffs and or win, like you said, your division still because your division sucks. And
you might be able to get a piece that's NFL ready to play now and some draft picks for the future, depending on which team picks up the phone and calls you.
I still say Aaron Rodgers belongs in MetLife Stadium, but
because there's no reason why. There's no reason.
I still say Aaron Rodgers belongs with a.
There's no reason why Denver would be the only team interested. I heard stories that he might want to play for the Vikings. That's what I saw. I read somewhere that he might. You know what I'm saying? Go to the Vikings.
Well, I mean, it's still cold a bit. Well, no, Minnesota has an indoor stadium, though.
Yeah, but dude, he doesn't. You think Rodgers cares about weather?
I don't think he cares, but I mean, would be nice after you figure, all those years in cold Green Bay. You like to go some, you know what I mean? I mean, it's like Brady. He went from freezing cold, nor'easters and blizzards, and now he's like in Tampa and he's enjoying the nice weather over there.
Yeah, enjoying the swamp.
Well, during the winter time is nice. It's like Arizona over here in the wintertime.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. But look, we'll find out. Honestly, we're going to find out in a couple of weeks. He said he's going to figure stuff out in a couple of weeks. You got training camp coming up, and you got the NFL season.
I mean, the exhibition season starts next month.
Preseason starts next month, the NFL season's in less than 2 months away.
9 weeks from yesterday.
Oh, wait, no, it is. It's exactly 2 months away. I think they start.
It's 9 weeks from yesterday.
All right. So then that's over 2 months because 8 weeks is 2 months.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to get technical, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
But
so I'm just going to say we're 2 months away.
9 Sundays from yesterday.
Okay.
Is going to be.
Wait, they're not starting the season on a Thursday like they normally do? The Thursday prior?
What they're going by, they're going to play on Thursday, but they're going by, Sunday when when it's really the season.
Gotcha. I gotcha. All right. Well, look, we're like I said, we're just 2 months away from the NFL season, and look, I'm excited about that. Of course, we're excited for our Giants and what they, I know we didn't really talk about the Giants, but
I mean, you want to give a few minutes?
38 minutes. We're at 8 minutes now. Yeah, let's talk about this really quick now. Danny Dimes has come up on our show a lot, and I know for you, if you were the GM of the Giants, I know you would have gotten rid of him and you would have drafted a quarterback a couple of seasons ago. My argument's been the fact that the Giants didn't have anything O-line. They had weapons, but nothing really formidable. They didn't have like that playmaker kind of guy that Danny Dimes could rely on.
Hold on, John. Sorry. James has texted me. Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff just passed away.
Oh shit! All right, well, rest in peace, Paul Orndorff, Mr. Wonderful. Going back to my WWF,
one of the best heels of the '80s.
Yeah, that's back when I used to watch the WWF. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. I had the wrestling figure and everything.
Me too.
All right, well, rest in peace to Paul Orndorff. Hats off to you, sir. I don't have a hat on, but you know what I mean. All right. So,
peck kiss in respect.
Now that the Giants actually did go ahead, get some weapons around him. I mean, they did some minor tweaks with the O-line, but they didn't really address it as much as we thought they would in the draft. But I'm okay with the picks that they got. I said that and you agreed that if Danny Dimes doesn't have a breakout year this year and lead his team to the playoffs, now the conversation starts. Okay, we might.
What do we do?
We might have to draft another quarterback.
But like I said, though, like I said before we went on, if it's the O-line's fault and he's getting sacked left and right and he's getting sack fumbles, I put the blame on Gettleman because he didn't focus on the O-line. He focused
well, the sack
on
look,
defense.
I don't care how many times you get sacked. I mean, look, if you're getting sacked 15 times a game, obviously that's besides the point. But if you're getting
like if you're getting sacked 4 or 5 times,
right? But the fact of the matter is, there are quarterbacks that get sacked too, and they hold on to the ball. His fumbling is his own issues, and that's something that he's got to get over. And sometimes there's something that
but the funny thing is, Eli had the same exact issues.
Eli did, yeah.
And that's why, like, it's funny how they say like Danny Dimes is like he came from like the Manning family tree because of the same coaching and quarterback guru, whatever bullshit. That toward Eli is teaching him, and it's like a mirror of Eli because of the sack fumbles. I mean, this guy doesn't know how to throw a football, but
that and the interceptions.
But like I said, though, the interceptions, though, he's being rushed to pass because the O-line is so bad.
Well, no, and then that's why I said that. You can tell. We will be able to tell if the things that he's going through are because of pressure and because of getting sacked. Then you can give him somewhat of a pass because then, okay, Gettleman needed to address the O-line, and he didn't as much as he should have. But if it's not a pressure thing, then the discussion starts, or then it becomes a discussion where, all right, did we draft the wrong quarterback, and do we need to get another one? It's as simple as that. This is the year. This is his make or break year. He needs to step up this year. I think he can. I think he's got the tools to be one.
Or if it gets out of control that he's sacked 45 times this season, then you got to start saying, okay, this fucking GM ain't focusing on the main goals.
Right.
I mean, look, it's nice. Okay, you found your edge rushers. You found cornerbacks. That's great. You fixed
receivers. And
receivers. I mean, this kid, Tony, the kid they got in the first round, everybody's saying what a steal this was.
No, it's not just Tony. It's not even it's Tony, it's Galloway, it's other like Galladay.
They say this kid, the kid Tony that they drafted.
Yeah. No, I know.
First round.
They said that Tony's
They're saying that this kid was a steal. Granted, that's great. But if you're gonna have your quarterback laying on his back almost every game, then the focus got to be on, like I said, on Gettleman to say, okay, you know what, you did all this, but you didn't focus on what the quarterback needed, which was protection.
Right. No, I agree with you there. I do. But we're not going to know until games start.
I mean, a lot of people are hiring this guy. Some people from NFL Network, some people from ESPN. They're all saying that he's gonna have a breakout year. That's fine. Yeah, crap. Joey, give me 2 seconds.
Yeah. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Shit, that's 5 seconds, bro. 4, 5, 6. 12, 13. 27, 30. You got me on mute still.
Sorry, I had to get something.
Dude, that was 45 seconds, man, at least. Shit.
Yeah, well, I try my best,
That's all right. I'm kidding. I didn't even count right. I don't even know how.
Look, like I said, though, I mean, if everybody's saying that he's going to have a breakdown,
there's no reason to believe he's not. There's no reason to believe he's not.
I'm hoping he does. I hope he does good.
Yeah.
I really do. But I'm, like everybody saying, oh, Danny Dimes. Like I said, I see Danny dipshit.
Yeah. More
than I see Danny Dimes in 2 years already.
Right. But I also said that it's because of what he had to work with.
Exactly.
Now is the year. Now is the season to come down on him hard if he doesn't produce. I said that. I'm basically saying, Mike, look, you've been critical on him. You've been saying whatever. I mean, you were critical on Gettleman, and rightfully so. I get it. But now I'm saying give him this full year. Give him a year. Mm-hmm. Hopefully we'll have Barkley in the backfield. Another key piece.
And Saquon was actually, I think I read that he's the most most expected comeback
I hope so.
of the year.
I hope so because he's had a what do you call it, an injury prone career
every
so
year.
far. Yeah,
and that's another thing. Now, if he gets injured this year, now we gotta look for another running back because we have.
That's something they're gonna look for. Yeah, that's. I mean, they drafted a couple of, and they they did whatever to get some running help, but and that was the other thing we talked about last year. I mean, even before Barkley went down, it felt like the O-line wasn't producing any holes for the running backs to get any penetration or anything like that.
So now we got to see what happens.
But without a running back, and I've said this, it led Jones to run the ball himself a lot. I mean, he ended up getting hurt.
And then he got injured because of that. Because why? Your O-line sucks because no protection, and he has to take off all the time.
Exactly. And the other thing is too, it makes with any team that doesn't have a running back as the option or that running threat, it makes the offensive scheme or the offensive plays one-dimensional. Because now hey, he's going to drop back and pass because you got nobody to run.
Yeah. Yep.
What do we have? Goldman had a couple of good games. We had some good penetration. And what was the other guy they got that was running behind Goldman? It was
Albert.
What the fuck was it? I know it wasn't this guy that came from the Falcons, the one that we thought was going to have a breakout year or whatever, and fucking ended up not even.
No, wasn't the guy from Washington?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I can't think of his name.
Albert something.
Kenny Albert, Marv Albert,
Steve Albert, Herb Albert are the Tijuana guys.
Nice, but no, look, I think Daniel Jones is going to do good this year. I think the Giants are going to do good this year. With a 17-game season, I'm hoping 10-7. All right, maybe 9-8, and we know that I know. Look, I don't want any team.
I mean, I
want the Giants to be 12-5.
We went over the schedule. We came up with a 12-5.
Yeah, I know. Realistically, though, I mean, going over the schedule, they could go 12-5. They could if they play at their potential. They could. But realistically, dude, even if they go 10-7, I think because that division is as weak as it is, they could probably win the division with a 10-7 record.
Depends what Dallas does.
Yeah. But we'll see. All right. I want to wrap it up only because I don't want to go too long. But
yeah.
All right, guys. So really quick.
Plus we're going to be on in about another
that's why
8 hours and
6 hours.
6 hours. Yeah, 6 hours.
I wanted to plug that really quick. I plugged that earlier, but guys, we're going to be doing a batter's box stream tonight at 8:00 on this channel. Go over the mid-season review of the Major League Baseball. They're at the All-Star break, so it's literally at the middle of the season. Go over some of our surprises, some of our disappointments, and whatever. Not just on the Mets, but Major League Baseball in general. So we're going to do that. So if you guys are into baseball, tune in about 6 hours or so, 8 Eastern. We're going to be going over that. And then guys who usually regularly tune into this channel for all things like Marvel and Disney Plus series and shit like that.
All you nerds out there.
Look out this Friday. I already have it posted, but this Friday I'm going to be doing the Loki season finale and the Black Widow. Black Widow just came out on Friday. And I'm going to do my spoiler review for Black Widow as well on Friday. So look into that. So, all right, guys. So I will see you guys. I'll see Mike. I'll see you and pretty much hopefully James, because he said he's coming on at 8:00. So it's, like I said, another little over 6 hours. And that's it. But shout out to my brother, Mike, and Geek Vibes Podcast / Geek Vibes Nation for showing some support and, talking to us on the live chat. It was, dude, I liked it. I really did. And he talked a lot of football, which was really good. And then, that's what I want when people talk to us and we can engage.
It's nice when people talk to us, unless they're
we're not lonely. Yeah.
Unless they come on my show on Saturdays and they go into the chat and they disrespect me.
Right. You don't want that. And also, too, which brings it really quick before I do sign out, which I'm glad you brought that up, because just to let people know, in the description of this stream, you will find Mic'd Up Sports, a link to his page on YouTube, where he does, he does his own sports stuff too as well, but mostly wrestling talk. And he does his what do you call it? Down the stretch shows. Was it generally? I know you're doing it differently this week because of Saratoga.
I'm probably going to have a video up every day during the whole Saratoga race meet.
Okay. All right.
Because every day there's like a stake race, and I'm gonna have to at least do 1 to 4 videos per day with all these races. So
Right. And then Wednesday night or later in the day, Wednesday, you're going to do your wrestling show with James, right?
no, I'm working on something. I didn't get a reply back. I'm want to do a Saratoga preview show.
Okay.
So I asked a friend on Facebook who I actually knew when I was younger. He's a handicapper for NYRA.
Right.
And asked him if he wanted to join me in on doing just a preview show with that. And then I was going to do another show on Wednesday called Saratoga Memories,
Right.
which I was going to do the show about my experiences throughout basically 25 years of my life going up to that racetrack and everything. But
What is it
I don't know.
It's going to be a 5-hour show?
No, probably about 30 minutes. I'm just going to break it down like, real quick per year.
How are you going to go over 25 years in your life in 30 minutes?
Well, it's only like 2 weeks out of the year that I went up there. Well, more in line with my dad.
I'm just trying to give a general breakdown of your schedule just so people who are watching now know, hey, if I click on and I subscribe to Mic'd Up Sports, this is what I should expect.
Okay. If you're into the wrestling thing,
yeah,
Saturday is the main show.
Okay.
And because of the Saratoga race meet now,
yeah,
I'm actually
take Saratoga out of it because this is just a special. These are special events, so this isn't going to be a normal
thing.
Right. Take Saratoga out. Thing. What is your general schedule when you release your wrestling shows?
Okay, the wrestling shows are Saturdays. During the next 8 weeks, it's going to be from 12 Eastern.
Okay.
And then once I get back on a regular schedule with that, then it's 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And that's me and James. We go over just basically the week in WWE, AEW, news, opinions. That's it. And then if you are into horse racing, then Fridays I usually post. Mainly Fridays are the big day, and I post up videos for down the stretch for the Saturday race card for the big stake races of the weekend. But like I said, with Saratoga, it's a completely different animal. I got more work to do and more shows to do. So during the next 8 weeks, I'm going to be pretty busy.
All right. Well, you heard it here, guys. Like I said, in the description below in this video, you'll see Mic'd Up Sports and his link to his channel. So give him some support. Subscribe to that channel, and of course, guys, hit the like button for the stream and subscribe if you haven't already to this channel. Look, it's a small channel, but it's continuing to grow. Where I hopefully envision it to be bigger than it is now. Of course, I mean the bar is pretty low anyway, but. And that's for sports and like news and geeky stuff content. So other than that, but Mike, once again, thanks for coming on, and I will see you in about 6 hours.
I'll see you in about 6 hours for baseball talk.
All right, guys. Enjoy your day, guys. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.